Good morning, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to this week's Weekly Energy Boost. My name is Elisheva, and today Eitan and I are breaking down how to see things as they truly are. And I think we're all pretty aware that our mindset, our attitude, our consciousness affects how we see things and how we make choices in our lives. But this week gives us an even deeper insight into the function of perception, how we see things, and how to not let our agendas, our past experiences, hurts, challenges, disappointments, to color the lenses through which we see life, and how to use the tool of our own free will to access better realities, better outcomes, and not only I think it's obvious to us how we're constantly looking for when are things going to happen, how are things going to turn out. But this week really comes to teach us how I experience the process is a greater indicator of the outcome than the outcome itself. And we're really excited to share that with you. Weekly Energy Boost is a 7-day spiritual weather forecast where we provide our listeners with the most practical and powerful tools to navigate the coming 7 days. We do that by gleaning through the wisdom of Kabbalah and offering up the wisdom and tools that are not only going to make all the difference for you this week, but these are wisdom and tools that you can use any week of the year, any year of your life. And because of that unique influence, combined with the month of Leo, where we're all going to feel at the center of our solar system, we're all going to feel the king of the jungle. It can be confusing when our perception appears to be the only right one and the only clear one. How can we really choose to see things as they are and not how we want them to be? So, Eitan, where should we begin?
I think let's speak first about blessings. Because in our origin, we all experience Kabbalistically all the blessings, all the light, all the love, all the joy, all the abundance. Our natural tendency is to want to experience blessing in a spiritual, emotional, physical, money, love, relationship, abundance, right people, the right energy in every area, the blessing of confidence, the blessing of creativity, the blessing of... And actually, that's the purpose of the Creator. To bless us. It says the whole purpose of creation, that the Creator can share His beneficence, His blessing, and we can enjoy it, we can appreciate, we can receive it, we can actually, of course, take it and share it. So, in this weekly energy, the Torah tells us, see, I gave you blessings and curses. And all Kabbalah is explained basically what you shared, Elisheva, according to your perception, a situation will turn a blessing or a curse. So basically, the Creator never gives curses. There's no such a thing. The Creator is the source of all blessings. We're still experiencing bad stuff, negative stuff, painful stuff in our life. You can call it a curse, you can call it unlucky. Actually, this week is the first step of exercising free will. The way I see a situation, I choose to perceive a situation, is the first step of planting the right seed, of choosing light of the darkness, blessings over curses. So, I want to see blessing all day long. Does it mean if somebody is hurting me and if there's a person that is negative and hurt me in business? No, just see the good. It's a blessing, it's a good person. Don't confront them. That's what the lesson is? See only the good? No. What does it mean, seeing? So the first free will and the first choice, when starts with perception before overthinking, is aligning my choosing to align my view of reality to the view of reality of the Creator. And it's very simple. The Creator wants to bestow upon us constant blessing and more and more and more. The only way it can happen if I'm growing my consciousness more and more and more. Very simple. To have more blessings, I need to act more like the Creator. I need to reduce my ego. I need to increase my giving. I need to increase my trust in the Creator. I need to increase my desire to connect with the Creator. I need to detach myself with the lies of this world, the illusions of this world, the approvals of this world. So actually, the Creator wants to give me blessings every second, but the reality the Creator presenting to me is the reality that will allow me to grow as a human being, to grow my pure consciousness, to grow my soul intention, to grow my giving, to reduce my selfishness. So, the first free choice, whenever I'm facing reality, and that's the mantra, this moment is opportunity to grow. Because the Creator wants to give me more blessings. The only way to receive more blessing is to grow. So every second is opportunity to grow. So let's start with amazing thing just happened to you at work. A major raise, a major deal, a major potential partnership. And you're excited and you say, it's all good, what a blessing. What makes something a blessing? When you look at this as opportunity to grow, the fact that something good happened doesn't mean it's a blessing. What makes something a blessing? If that experience expands your growth. Have you ever seen people that had the major breakthroughs in business, in major project, major wins, but then it brought major chaos in their life? Not exactly a blessing. I've seen many times. Why? Because instead of looking at the situation, how can I grow? I can grow my appreciation. This is the time to grow my humility. This is the time to strengthen the team. This is the time to use this beautiful energy to be a better father. This is the time to pay attention to my friend that is struggling, because I don't look at the situation, and that's the initial scene, as opportunity to grow, and I'm caught up with being overly excited about what just happened. I'm actually going down because my ego is being elevated a little bit. I'm becoming a little bit more entitled, taking for granted, forgot where I came from. And actually, this moment is not a blessing. Maybe it's appeared for a second as a blessing. It's not. When you're scratching your mosquito bite and you feel great, is it a blessing? It feels good, but it's not a blessing. The definition of blessings is long-term blessings, long-term good. So by me resisting scratching, it's opportunity to grow, to take care of my body in a real way, to grow my ability to resist temporary temptation. And that's everything that's happening in my life. The Creator has one vision for me. I'm sending him this because I see it as opportunity for his growth. Anything, there's no good and bad. The painful moment or the blissful moment. Of course, eventually we don't want to learn lesson through pain. But meanwhile, it's going to happen anyway. And that's the vision. And that's the first step, the first choice. And if you catch yourself in the first 2 seconds, makes a big difference. Makes a big difference. Opportunity to grow. That's how I see it.
I also think when it comes to perception, it's not always, while I was listening to, I was thinking about a meeting that I sat in earlier today where a group of us were talking. It was kind of like a meeting about feedback about an event that we had here at the center in Los Angeles. And even though all 5 of us attended the same event, we had 5 completely different experiences. And it makes me think of when I was a kid, my grandparents spoke a language I couldn't understand, and it always seemed to me like they were arguing. And I would ask my dad, why are they so mad at each other? And he would say to me, they're not mad at each other. They're talking about what they're making for dinner, right? We don't see things how as they are. We see things how we are. And that, to me, is a tremendous source or a tremendous inspiration to stay humble, because even though I may have an experience, I may see things in a certain way, and there may be a reason, by the way, like you said, it's not about negating your perception. It's about staying in a healthy place of curiosity and questioning, why am I so sure about that? Why did I go through, and as I'm sitting in this meeting earlier today, I'm thinking to myself, how is it that we were few seats away from each other and we experienced completely different reality? And so one of the things that the Kabbalists suggest to us is to actually use one another as a system of checks and balances, not to give our power or our perception to another individual, but to have a few people in our lives where we can genuinely say to them and be open to their honest feedback. Here's how I saw what happened. What do you think? What's the right consciousness to have about it? What am I missing? How can I look at things differently, especially when it comes to judging? I remember hearing in a lecture at some point with Karen Berg saying that our eyes are both black and white, but the part of our eye that actually sees is black. And that it's really from darkness, right? That's the part where the light enters. So to even shift how we prepare ourselves to perceive things, right? When things are going well, when things are going according to our expectations, when we're getting what we want, or we're being treated the way we want, or we're experiencing the results that we want, there's not a lot of room for growth. Being in that state of fulfillment is a tricky place to be, because it's usually when our desire for growth and transformation are diminished somewhat. And I think it's related to what you were saying, Eitan, about, right, knowing that I've got to kind of keep my own self in check when those happens, because whether something is good or bad it's not always obvious at the get-go. It's really how that thing influences my life that determines whether I'm experiencing it as good or bad. But to think in terms of the thing that I'm perceiving as bad or negative or unfair or unjust, that space, that lack that I'm experiencing has a purpose too. It's a divine part of our spiritual journey. And the purpose it's meant to serve us is to create space for more light, to create room for more blessings and more goodness. If we didn't experience the lack, we wouldn't desire more light, and we wouldn't create that space. And it's a loop that a lot of us find ourselves in, and it's healthy and it's natural. What is not healthy and not natural, and what we want to receive the antidote for this week, is that when I experience a lack, that I don't let it bring me down, that I see it as part of the journey on the road to my next level of fulfillment. And it's not gaslighting or toxic positivity, right? Like you said before, it's all good, even if I'm suffering. No, I can both be challenged, feel blocked, desire a different reality, and at the same time trust wholeheartedly that this is taking me in the right direction, that this is a step to my growth and my becoming. And in shifting that perception, right, in the same way that you could see someone arguing in a foreign language and easily judge what the topic of the conversation is, because it's that tone of voice is not kindness in your culture, to really understand that whatever I'm judging, even in my own journey, and this to me is again another source of humility, even when I judge that instant in my own movie as bad, or I feel regret or shame about something, it's a snapshot. And I don't want to judge the whole book by a single page. So bearing in mind, and I think that this is something we don't talk about enough in these episodes, is that part of the way we develop a stronger sense of what's right and what's wrong, or this week, the way that we're given the opportunity to strengthen our true vision, our perception of reality, is we're going to be tested and see things that are easy to judge and see things that look wrong or bad or unfair. Because in this week, we're being given the ability to shift that perception. And your muscles don't grow if you keep lifting the same weight. So this week, in terms of judgment and perception, we're given an extra weight that's going to be in the form of being tested by those moments of, it's so easy to judge, and I'm going to trust that what I'm seeing is part of a bigger journey, bigger picture, longer book, and that finding those people, and that's something that I also encourage everyone to think about, is who are the people in my life that I know have my back, want the best for me, that I can go to when I'm not sure if I'm seeing things the right way, if I'm perceiving the process in a constructive way, and I can go to them to have a sounding board, to hear another perspective, to check on my own state and consciousness.
Beautiful. So just to summarize for people, and it's very powerful, saying reality itself is nor good nor bad. There's no such a thing. Perception of the situation as opportunity to grow and being deeper, what does it mean afterwards? It's actually what makes reality good. Looking at reality as opportunity just to take makes things bad. Looking at reality, it's bad, makes things bad. Looking at reality situations, there's unfairness, make things bad. So reality itself is potential energy of good and bad. How I perceive it, extract the good or extract the bad. From the creator point of view, the true, and from my soul point of view, the vision of my soul, everything is good. But nothing is good or bad until I am interacting with it. And the first interaction is perception. So, for example, spoke with someone that was very nervous about the meeting regarding a potential job. And let's break down what is very nervous. When we're anticipating something, we're a little anxious, we're a little nervous. Let's break it down. Why am I nervous? Because I hope it will turn to be good and not bad. As if what makes something good or bad is the situation itself. When the Rav Berg said consciousness is everything, is how I see the situation will make something a blessing or a curse. And that's the first responsibility I need to take. Everything, include everything. Include everything. Include a major sickness. I decide to see it as growing opportunity. Then, as you said, Elisheva, what are the friends that can help me to truly see the opportunity to grow personally and to help others to grow in that process. But nothing is bad or good. It's in a suspended animation waiting to be decided based on my perception. And when you're actually having this intention during the anticipation, before the results happen, you're saying, I'm free, no matter what. The good, I will have more appreciations and will learn lessons and I'll leverage it to do more good for others. And the bad, I'm just going to grow for it and it's not meant for me and it's a growing opportunity. Whatever my ego tells me it's good or bad. So when I'm in the midst of anticipations and fearful about the good or bad, I'm saying, no. It's all good as long as I'm ready to embrace it as good. That's my intention.
If it's okay with you, I want to end with a meditation from
Beautiful.
Karen Berg. Yeah, I think that in these times, part of what brings us the highest perspective possible is when we take moments throughout the day and we pause, take a few deep breaths, realign, give ourselves a higher focus, a more elevated, like you said, perspective, and that to use this wisdom and these teachings as a guiding light. So this meditation for me is one of those, and I hope that it makes a difference for everyone this week as we navigate those opportunities to choose to see the good. In your meditations this week, take the journey from the world without to the world within. Find a time and space where you can be alone and undisturbed. Sit down, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. As you breathe, hear the sound of your breath and your beating heart. Inside there is the energy of the Creator. You are of His essence. Become aware of your power and your great capacity to love. There is no end to your capabilities and potential. There is no limit to the love that can emanate from your being. You see the power you possess to create the life of your dreams and any future you wish. You can see the light that shines within you and its power to help others and ultimately yourself in the process. You can see that love is all there is, all that matters, and all that is needed to create a truly blessed life. Weekly Energy Boost is available on all podcast platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. You can follow us there to receive even more content to support you in living what we talk about in every episode. You can also go to weeklyenergyboost.com where you can send us a message, search through our archives, and click the donate button to help make Weekly Energy Boost possible. But as always, in sharing this week's episode, wherever you're listening to it, by having one more person hear this wisdom and be activated to do this work, your impact and your influence is truly limitless. So thank you for doing that, and we'll see you next week on the Weekly Energy Boost.